Good morning, South Florida. My name's Tim Smith, and I'd like to welcome you to a very, very special edition of the Frost Jazz Hour here on WDNA 88.9 FM and WDNA.org on the internet. Every Thursday, we bring you the best in jazz from faculty, students, alumni, special guests of the Frost School of Music here at the University of Miami. Today, we have our head of jazz piano for the Frost School of Music, Martin Bejerano, and one of his dear friends and mine also, one of the greatest singers you're going to hear. We'll get to meet her in just a minute. Her name is Amed. We're just thrilled to have this. The music you're going to hear today comes from a very, very deep place. And pay attention and listen, and you will be on a very nice journey with the rest of us. So starting with wonderful song, Ask Me Now, here's Martin Bejerano, Amed.
Once you said you loved me, placed no one above me, prayed for me to make that vow. What damn thing did I say? So busy being blessed. How I wish you'd ask me now. I was vain and blind then, prone to be unkind then. Wish they turned back time somehow. Then I was audacious, I ignored what was precious. How I wish you'd ask me now. I thought then I'd always be all footloose and fancy free. How could I have been so blind? What I once made light of turns out to be true love. Once my ego proved me, flattered me and fooled me more times than the laws allow. You asked me, did I care? My attention was elsewhere. Oh, how I wish you'd ask me now. I thought that I'd always be all footloose and fancy free. How could I have been so blind? What I once made light of turns out to be true love. Once my ego proved me, flattered me and fooled me more times than the laws allow. You asked me, did I care? My attention was elsewhere. Oh, how I wish you'd ask me now. The windows looked out into a pattern never ending of flowers and trees, a little pathway for descending to the garden far below us, the pavilions in the sunlight, where the peacocks proudly graze the scene. A vision, a timeless place, another way of living. You moved in so close, I really thought that you were giving. I allowed myself a moment to believe that you could need me, to reflect upon what might have been. The summer sky I saw reflected in the color of your eyes, but somehow I could never peel away the layers of disguise. I'm drowning now, I'm slowly sinking in a sea of blue and green, where what you are is never seen. How can anybody know you? I still hear the ringing of the church bell in the morning, the peacocks still calling out their sad and bitter warning. Beauty is only an illusion. Here your truth is an intrusion. A mirage is all it's ever been. The summer sky I saw reflected in the color of your eyes, and somehow I could never peel away the layers of disguise. I'm drowning now, I'm slowly sinking in the sea of blue and green, where what you are is never seen. How can anybody know you? I still hear the ringing of the church bell in the morning, the peacocks still calling out their sad and bitter warning. Take a final look around you, hold the memory forever. Find a quiet place inside where you can listen to the things your heart is saying. Beauty is only an illusion. Here your truth is an intrusion. A mirage is all it's ever be. Thank you.
Martin Bejerano, Roxana Amed. Unbelievably beautiful music. Welcome, Roxana.
Oh, I'm honored, really. I'm so excited to be part of this series. I mean, usually the best musicians in town play here and beyond town.
I know you're so lucky that you're part of that, right?
I'm very
Roxana,
lucky. I am very lucky.
You're a magnificent singer. And I was thinking one of the things that I try to teach when I'm teaching my musicians is when they play a note, to play the note they intend to play and to have weight and intention to that. Every note you sing is perfect. It's like, this is exactly the note that I wanted to hear.
Well,
and I know you're improvising, but it's also, there's a weight to it that's it's just beautiful.
I think that, I don't know what I think. I don't think about this, but when I'm singing, which is probably a few hours per week, which is the amount of time we really play, I feel that this is my place in the world. So I think I might try to make meaningful every note. Because the rest of the time, you know, I'm complaining about everything. How hard it is for a musician, how hard it is for an artist, how hard it is for a woman, how hard it is for everything. But when we play music, we are not allowed to be complaining.
I hope not, because that loses the point that we're trying to present to the audience.
So. Even when we mess up with the pitches, that can happen. But you have to move forward, right? And say, okay, I will do better next measure.
I love it. So you're from Buenos Aires, Argentina originally?
I'm from Buenos Aires, Argentina.
And I'm sorry for the mispronunciation. You know, I'm from the deep south.
I'm trying to reach my accent. I know that you can tell that I have an accent, but I like to, you know, my accent is my home. So every now and then when I speak in Spanish, I try to speak with an Argentine, strong acento argentino, because that is where I grew up.
You know, we have so much of a huge Cuban population here in Miami that some of the people that heard, I give a plug, both Martin and Roxana appeared on a new record with my band, and totally the highlight of the record for me was having you sing that, and Martin bringing the chart in.
It's an amazing recording.
We did a song that you're going to be doing again in a few minutes. You're a different version of it. But a lot of these people came up and said, "Where's she from? She's not Cuban. Where's she from?" So they're hearing this Spanish vocal, but knowing that it's something different. But were you? We mentioned it briefly before we went on the air. Were you deeply impacted by the music around the world, or was it mainly Argentinian music that you listened to as a child, or what did you hear?
No. I think that as a child, I was listening whatever I found at home. It was not a house where you can find a lot of music. So we have to play our own. With my father, we used to play Argentine folk music. So I learned from that. I was obliged to go to take piano lessons because I suck at it, but I had to. So I went to take piano lessons since I was 5. and I was kicking my music all down the stairs. That is how much I hated myself playing piano. And from there, I started playing also some Argentine music. I don't know how I found those lead sheets, but I started playing folk, and there's a great pianist back there and composer, Ariel Ramirez. So all this Mercedes Sosa, which is a strong voice in Argentine music, was in my ears. And then Judy Garland was there. My father had a few old records for Judy Garland. So all this soulful voice struck me, you know. And then probably rock, Argentine rock and whatever. Powerful rock. I love that. I love to be a strong rock singer.
Well, you have such a gift. I believe just in what our audience is going to hear today is that you can do a lot of things. And like I said, there are moments that you'll do a lick and it'll be like, God, that feels like Ella. And then I'll hear this very, very deep Spanish stuff that is like, oh, that's coming from a soulful, different place. And again, you are very gracious to come share this gift with us in America and in Miami and on WDNA today for our audience. And like I said, it was such a joy and honor to get to record with you.
Thank you.
You've got a lot of records out. You've recorded, 7 or 8 albums now? And
right, and we are actually recording with Martin and a fantastic band that we started, which has half of it recorded already at the Hit Factory a few months ago, with Martin Bejerano on piano and Mark Small on sax, and Ludwig Afonso on drums, and Edward Perez, we brought him from New York for bass. And it is a lot of original music Martin wrote, and I wrote some lyrics, and Mark wrote, and with this fusion that is the word of the moment, maybe.
Well, I can't wait till it's finished and we can all listen to it and enjoy it.
Me neither.
So what's our next song? Is it Drum and Negrita? Is that what we're doing?
I think so, right? Yeah.
So
The boss
I
says
didn't
it is.
know this song. Martin brought it to us when we were talking about, we felt like we needed one more song for the record, and Martin brought this to us and talked about you, and we recorded it. It's a very, very simple recording. I mean, there's nobody that's playing anything, hard or spectacular recording. We're just trying to just capture the song, which is a lullaby. It's an old lullaby.
Yes.
With interesting lyrics for a lullaby, but it's, and your voice on that was just incredible. I can't wait to hear this version of it.
Well, it is a lullaby from a mother that can't afford the things the baby needs.
Right.
So he's trying to make it easier for both.
Which is very timely in our culture
exactly, now. Exactly. But listen to that recording, that album, and that recording is fantastic. And the strings and everything, the arrangements, and all the people playing in that album is amazing. I was
the great Gary Lindsay wrote the
to...
strings for that,
right.
and we went to Nashville to record them, and just
right. I know. I couldn't believe that.
Tears in my eyes the whole time. And of course, you happen to have the best piano player anywhere. So Martin is just spectacular. And we'll get to meet him in the second half of the show. Roxana Amed, wonderful chatting with you. Let's hear Drum and Negrita. Martin Bejerano on piano, Roxana on vocals. You're listening to the Frost Jazz Hour. We'd like to tell you a little about some upcoming events. Next Thursday, the great Marty Quinn, one of our recent graduates on bass, will be here. August 29th, a very, very spectacular day, another very special Frost Jazz Hour. Ron Miller will be here with a quintet that may grow into more than a quintet. But Ron was a teacher for both Martin and I and so many other people in this business. Just an incredible composer, incredible piano player. I'll tell you more about his band later. Afterwards, because he's such a presence in our lives down here, we're going to go try to have lunch after the show. If we'll try to congregate down to the University of Miami. And I don't want to give a free plug to any restaurant yet. Maybe next week we will. But please plan on being here in our audience, 2921 Coral Way on the 29th of August for Ron Miller and a quintet that could be a lot more than 5. So, Drum and Negrita, Martin and Roxana.
Mamá la negrita se le salen los pies de la cunita y la negra Merced ya no sabe qué hacer. Tu drume negrita que yo va a comprar nueva cunita, va a tener capitel, va a tener cascabel. Si tu drume yo te traigo un mamey bien colorado, si tu drume yo te traigo un babalao que da pau pau, tu drume negrita que yo va a comprar nueva cunita, va a tener capitel, va a tener cascabel. Si tu drume yo te traigo un mamey bien colorado, si tu drume yo te traigo un babalao que da pau pau, tu drume negrita que yo voy a comprar nueva cunita, va a tener capital, va a tener cascabel. Thank you so much.
Roxanne Amed singing
Thank you.
Druma Negrita, Martin Bejerano on piano. We're going to be back after a very, very short break. Stick with us for a second half of some more great music, and we'll get to know a little bit more about Martin. You're listening to the Frost Jazz Hour on WDNA Miami. Thank you. We're back. Martin Bejerano, Roxanne Amed. What do we have? What's the next song?
Last Happy Hour, La Última Hora, a song that Martin wrote, and I wrote some lyrics for it.
Fantastic. Martin, let's hear it.
Entre la sombra y la luz va a su paso silenciosamente cruzando el jardín, lo envuelven las estrellas y el viento le viene a traer de la noche nueva y caen a sus pies las notas de ese piano a lo lejos. Es la última hora. Se abren los adioses y él se va perdiendo. Entre la sombra y la luz va su risa silenciosamente cruzando el jardín, envuelto por la luna y el viento que viene a traer el perfume de las flores nuevas y caen a sus pies las notas de ese piano a lo lejos. Es la última hora. Caen las estrellas y él se va con ellas.
Come join me, Martin.
Tim, thanks so much for having us here.
Oh, man.
Always a pleasure.
What I've had more cold chills in the last 20 minutes. It's hot in Miami, but that's beautiful music.
Thank you.
Just like I said about Roxanne, every note you play has
has a purpose. It just feels incredible. And that song, there were moments where it reminded me a little bit of like Lush Life with the little half steps rising up. And
absolutely.
You could not have found a greater singer to sing that melody.
That is the truth.
That's so hard. I play a little piano.
Mm-hmm.
And
I play a little bass. I don't know if you know that.
I've heard that.
But not like you.
When I watch you play, I don't know that people realize the depth of what you're doing, but it's really, really hard. I mean, that's an incredible stuff, and it's funny because I was watching you play a note in your little finger in the right hand, and then a melody with your other fingers while that note was ringing, and it's just like there's stuff that happens and it happens very often on this show, actually, that I'm not sure our audience realizes that what they're hearing here is really world class. It's the musicianship that we have in Miami and around the Frost School. Both Martin and I, we're back to work now. Yesterday we met our new freshman class.
Yes, we did.
And had breakfast with them and their parents, and we're off on the adventure. And I hope that they realize that what they're going to experience is world class. This is it's a great thing. Again, thank you again for being a part of our record and our music, because there's nobody better than Martin Bejerano.
I appreciate that, Tim. I was honored to be part of your project and to bring Roxanne along on board.
It was a gift to all of us.
Really great session.
So much like me, I know you did part of your education at the University of Miami before it became the Frost School. You did your master's here, right?
I did my master's. Yeah, I almost came to undergrad here, and I didn't get had a horrible audition. And I didn't get hardly any money or anything to go, so I ended up going to Florida State University to study classical, actually, as a classical major. Mm-hmm. And then I quickly changed majors after about a year and a half, and then I ended up coming to University of Miami to get my master's degree studying under the great Vince Maggio.
Well, for those that don't know, Vince was also one of my teachers, and I never thought anybody could ever replace him, because he was a force of nature as a teacher and as a musician, and he marched to his own drummer, which he really didn't like drummers very much. But you have come in and put your stamp on this place like none other. The piano studio is incredibly strong. We've in the last few years we've graduated some brilliant musicians, and we have an amazing TA and Jake Shapiro now.
I'm really proud of this. Yeah, I'm really proud of the students we're getting, and they're all out there winning major top competitions or placing in the competitions, and they're all going on to great careers pretty much right out of school. So that makes me really happy.
It should. That's the measure of what we do. You know, it's nobody.
Absolutely.
Even though we hope we are continuing our playing, our measure now is our students. How well are they doing?
Absolutely.
So you had a time in New York in which I know you became part of Roy Haynes' group. And
I did, yeah.
How old is Roy now? 93?
Roy is 93 years old, and I've been
playing.
Still playing. We just played not just played, but maybe about in June. So that's not too far ago. We just played a 4-night run there, and he was as incredible as ever. Nicholas Payton came by, played a set with us, and he plays with a lot of energy, and Roy was just right up there with him. He's an incredible musician, incredible inspiration for me. I've been playing with him over 18 years.
Wow. Well, I'm sure you have the same feeling with him. When I was in Nashville, I played with Boots Randolph, the saxophone player.
Yeah,
and he was 30 years older than me. So when I was 50, he was 80 and was still killing it. And I just kept thinking, Lord, just let me have 30 more years of this to get to do that. And with Roy, it's like, oh my gosh, if I could, by some luck, have that long to, and I'm sure Roy still enjoys it, doesn't he?
Oh, he lives for it. Yeah, he would turn 80, and I was like, okay, that's it. This, he's going to retire. Okay, 85. Okay, for sure, this is the last year. 90. For sure, that's it. There's no more playing. But here we are, 93, and we're still booking gigs.
Yeah, I've got some friends in the drum world, and they never miss him when he's in New York. And it's like they don't want it to happen that they don't get to see him at his last thing. But they're all still bragging on his playing. So that's got to be a treat for you.
Yeah, it's amazing. And like I said, a constant inspiration to just be up there after playing so many years like he did, and playing with literally every great master of jazz in the history of jazz. To still bring it, 150% every night, he brings it. He's not like phoning it in or taking a break, or he's just like 150% onto it. So it's a good inspiration for me. When you get a little tired or down or something, it's like, well, I can't. What am I going to say? look at this guy.
That's
You know?
right. Well, one thing that happens at Frost School that I'm really proud of, and is that, and it starts with our dean, Shelley Berg, is we're all still playing.
Yeah.
You know, the faculty, we're trying to continue to make music at the highest level we can. There's a lot of us that are recording, composing, and it's a great thing for our students to see. Monday night, they're going to see us in action. Hopefully, we won't let any of them down.
Yeah, better practice.
Well, I've got a lot of practice.
They can be a rough, tough
But
audience.
I think that that's one of the things that sets us apart from a lot of schools is that there's always an encouragement for us to be out there playing, making music, and
It's one of the main things that I really drew me to this job. Actually, was the fact that they wanted us out there playing, and you know, it wasn't going to be a thing where you start teaching and then you just shut your performance career down. Because I think, especially in jazz or music in general, for the students, you know, not that you can be a great teacher and not still have an active performer. I've had plenty of those, but I think it really is a special thing at the age that these students are at to have, you know, that kind of balance. And I think the Frost School does an amazing job of having teachers that are actively performing and touring, but they're here at the school too. And they're present and they're really involved with the students, which is hard to do, as you know.
It is. Of course, the great Brian Lynch is our trumpet teacher there. And I had one student's parent told me, well, I'm sure he's only there a couple times a semester. I said, Brian doesn't miss any lessons.
Yeah.
He's there every week. And even if he leaves on Friday, or you do sometimes, you leave and you go play gigs, but you're back. We are full-time faculty, regardless of our outside playing. We just find a balance to it.
Absolutely.
But thank you so much for being here, Martin.
Thank you, Tim,
it's a
for
joy to
having
be
us.
on the faculty with you and to call you my friend and to make music
Same here,
together.
same here.
And I will always be grateful for you bringing Roxana into my life.
Yes, she's, as I always say, she's one of the best singers in the world.
No doubt.
And
she's gonna,
not even a
she's going to be over there blushing, but she really is. I've worked, and I know you have. We've worked with some of the world's best, and that's what she is.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
And
not many singers you can bring almost any kind of music to, and they'll just kill it.
But now that I know
say.
she does rock, we may work in a Pat Benatar medley.
Oh, I'm
for
fine
these
with
next
that.
gigs.
Yeah, I just saw Kiss 2 weeks ago, so I'm ready.
I will say he was not painted. Did not have
No,
face paint on.
not
I saw
this time.
pictures at the show.
Not this time.
What do we have next, Martin?
What are we doing next?
We could do Ginastera.
Yeah, let's do the Ginastera.
I don't know if we have time.
We got about 15, 17 minutes, so let's make all the music we can make from here out.
So this is actually a classical composer from Argentina, and named Ginastera, Alberto Ginastera, and it's some music that I played when I was in my classical years that I always loved. And when we were talking about things to do for a recent duo piano vocal concert, and talking about Argentinian music and some different things, these immediately popped into my head. And literally the only singer I know in the world that could really handle this is Roxana, as you will soon find out.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it.
So
I can't even pronounce it, but I'll let you announce it one more time.
Danza del Viejo Boyero is the name of. That's the name of the first movement.
All right, Martin Bejerano, Roxana Amed. I promised you it was going to be a special day, and it certainly is that.
I should say, remember, this is music for piano. This is not supposed to be sung.
Did you write lyrics to it, Roxana, or are you?
Not for this one, but for the other one. This
Great.
is a suite of 3 danzas, and this was the first one, Danza del Viejo Boyero. There are 3 different characters in the folk tradition, and this is the first one. Then we will do the La Moza Donosa, which is the second one.
Sweet
some papa para sweet. Tenía ocaso en los ojos, su piel de oliva, y olía a lluvia su pelo y a lejanía. Sus pies descalzos sabían el ritmo antiguo, el paso de la inocencia y la poesía. Pero el silencio acechaba con su puñal. viento y de sangre. Era música nueva en el aire, pero también la enterraron en el mar. Tenía ocaso en los ojos, la piel de oliva y olía a lluvia su pelo y a lejanía, pero el silencio acechaba con su puñal.
So wonderful. We probably have time for one more. I just want to thank our audience for being here today, both the live audience and our listeners. Again, a reminder, on the 29th of August, Ron Miller will be here. We'd love to have a full house, crowd this place up, and show Ronnie how much we love him and appreciate all he's done for so many of us. And then join us for lunch out near the university. Next week, again, we got Marty Quinn. In September, we'll have Aaron Lebos, who's a really great local guitar player. We're shooting for September 12th to have the Stamps Jazz Quintet. These guys are now juniors. They're all out in Colorado right now at a camp that the University of Miami is putting on in Aspen, which is a great new jazz camp with Christian McBride. And then our dean, October 3rd, we're shooting for having Shelley Berg here, and he always plays some piano and talks and brings people sort of the state of the Frost U for us. Again, Roxana, Amed, Martin Bejerano, what a beautiful, beautiful day of music. And if you see their name in the paper or online, you got to go see it, because if you're not seeing this in person, you're missing a big part of it. Roxana is a beautiful, beautiful performer, and it's not just that great voice. There's something really special there. As always, thanks to all the folks here at WDNA, and everybody throw up a prayer for us to have a great school year at Frost. We got a lot of new people and a lot of great new musicians, and we're going to do some great things. We're going to continue to do great things. What are you going to close with, Martin? Or Roxana?
This is why. This is a tune he wrote. I didn't make him. But it is a chacarera, which is a kind of a fast-tempo folk rhythm from Argentina. And it was so unbelievable what he showed me with his left hand that inspired the lyrics. So the name of the song is Chacarera para la mano izquierda. So it is a chacarera for the left hand. Martin's best. I mean, it's not every left hand, but for his left hand.
Thanks again.
Thank you for having us. Del cerro ni del espinar, no viene del suelo seco y montarás, no tiene el acento ni tiene el violín, pero hay chacarera en su mano izquierda. Es una raíz brotada de este mar, mano de tambor madera de mi stol, golpes contra un piano que destella sal, se rompen cadenas cuando toca la chacarera. Super bella miles de bombos en los marfiles al tocar desde una orilla, viento legüero que me trae una estampida contra mis huesos para cantar, caen cadenas, es su mano izquierda con la chacarera. Miles de bombos en los marfiles al tocar en otra orilla, viento legüero que me trae una estampida contra mis huesos para cantar, caen cadenas, es su mano izquierda con la chacarera. Thank you very much, Martin Bejerano.
Roxanne Amed.